Abbi, thank you for joining us. Firstly, before anything else, we're currently speaking at the fan signing event. You've had a very busy day down at the hospital and now here. What's it been like?
Yeah, it's been a really good day, to be honest with you. We're obviously privileged enough to be invited to the hospital. And me and a few of the girls were just saying how amazing that was. It was a really wholesome afternoon, seeing the kids and handing out presents and seeing the smiles on their faces. And yeah, like I say, wholesome. It really was like that. And yeah, really, really happy and honoured to have been invited.
It's almost one of those events that brings you a little bit down to earth. Football and life can sometimes put you in a bubble, maybe a bit away from that sort of reality. Yeah,
definitely. I think, as you say, we're all quite privileged in how we live our lives and that. So sometimes when you go to things like the hospitals and that and you see the kids, you realise how strong they are, and it's really inspiring seeing what they're going through, and yet they still have smiles on their faces and the families are lovely, and it is really kind of brings you back down to earth and puts life into perspective.
So we've got 3 home games now coming up in the next few weeks with the FA Cup sandwich between 2 league games. It'll be really important to get the fans down to Coach Road in this really busy period.
Yeah, massively. I know sometimes when people realise we're at Newton Abbot, but it's still a great venue, it's a great facility, and we'd love to see more people travel on over. Obviously car sharing, everything, so there's ways and means around it. And yeah, I mean, the last time we played there was hashtag, and we got a really good crowd there as well. And it's what matters for us. We love having the fans because sometimes they are the people that get us over the line, hearing them on the sideline shouting, supporting, and especially with the big FA Cup game coming, as you say, like it could be making history there, and it's a phenomenal opportunity for us. And yeah, so the more people we can get there, the better it'll be.
Before all that, of course, we've got Billericay Town this Sunday, who have had a bit of a change since the last time we played them in that abandoned fixture a few weeks ago now. What are you expecting from them?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, as I say, the abandoned fixture, we were having a really good game. So we were all very gutted that it was abandoned in the end because it would have been a really good result. We have heard, obviously, they've got some changes in personnel with some players leaving, management leaving. But we can't take nothing for granted. We know we've got to do our analysis, we've got to train hard, and we've got to prep ourselves for a hard game because I imagine that's what it will be. And as we know with any sort of football matches, sometimes in having change of personnel can sometimes be a positive for that club. So we can't kind of go into it thinking it's going to be an easy win, because it won't be, I'm sure of that. They'll put up a massive fight, and they are a good team when they turn up on the day.
Obviously, you do your analysis of all the teams that you play. Have you looked back at all at that fixture at the start of October as part of the analysis for this game?
Yeah, we've looked back at some of the clips and that. I imagine we'll look back at some of it again tonight because we're training after this. But yeah, we did look back at some of it because it was one of those days where, as we say, the result was going really well and we were very in control and we were playing some really good football. And the game plan that we had worked on that week was really showing where we wanted to go with it. And so I imagine, again, we'll put out clips on where we could hurt them, how we can defend better. And yeah, I imagine we'll bring it back up again.
At the opposite end of the pitch to yourself, the girls have been in electric form, 11 goals in the last 2 games. That must be really pleasing for you to watch as a goalkeeper.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, sometimes it's quite nice standing down the other end with I get bored a little bit some days, but sometimes when you're watching them play the football that they're playing, it's brilliant. And, you know, Stace and Soph have formed a really unique partnership again this year. And they're unstoppable. They're on fire. I mean, it's not just one of them scoring, they're both scoring plenty. And yeah, I think as a unit, we're all watching it and just thinking, I mean, especially for me as a goalkeeper, I'm so glad they're in my team and not coming against me, because yeah, I have my hands full on a training night, so on a game day it's another keeper's problem there.
We saw also in that game against Plymouth Liv coming off the bench for yourself, which I think shows the bond, the unity you've got in that goalkeeping unit at the club.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with Liv, she's a young goalkeeper aspiring to kind of keep playing and that, and I've got a lot of time for Liv. She's always willing to learn. She's putting in effort and hard work. And, you know, I think I love to see her do well as well. So when we managed to get a good scoreline at Argyle, it was obviously showing that we could then make the sub because the game was almost done. We were happy enough. And yeah, Liv then gets the opportunity to play at home park, and she'll hate me saying it, but she's deep down an Argyle fan. So that was good for her. But yeah, no, she deserves it. She's been working really hard. She's showing what she's capable of. And it's just amazing as a club in general as well that we're willing and we're happy to give the youngsters opportunities, especially someone like Liv.